I was trying to get Ryan, my husband, on my health insurance. And then the city of LA was like, sweetie, you guys aren't married.
You're single.
You are single. You guys are just boyfriend and girlfriend. You've been roommates this whole time. He has no rights to anything of yours,
So
and vice
funny.
versa.
How long are you living like that?
Oh my gosh. 7 years.
Wow. And you're not married.
We were out there. I was like, I'm such a kid about everything. Like, I don't know how paperwork works.
Yeah.
I was literally like, but I have a ring. But I'm wearing a wedding ring.
We sleep in the same bed.
Yes. So I say, this is my husband. This is my husband. All the
Yeah.
time. In my jokes. It's been a lie.
It's breaking bread.
So nice to see you. Truly.
Oh my God. Great to see you too.
You came on this podcast, I think 25 years ago,
Yeah.
back in our old location.
Yes.
It
And
was a long time ago.
yeah, maybe before the pandemic or maybe right during. I actually don't know.
It was before your special.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you said 25 years. I kept adding years too. I was like, I think I was, yeah, I think I was 19.
Yeah, you were 19. You weren't even a comedian yet. You were thinking about being a comedian.
Right. And I just had all these questions. How do I start,
You were like,
Tom?
how do I transfer? How do I go from cheerleading to comedy?
What's sad is we're actually talking just 2 years ago then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, but a lot
No.
has changed.
When was your special? Wasn't it
I guess December 2022. Also maybe like 3 years almost.
Yeah, 3 years. But this was before, I don't know. Anyway, it's nicer to see you here.
A lot has changed because last time I brought bread back home, and now my husband can't eat any wheat, any gluten at all.
Really?
Celiac.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
so
a
some things-
nerd. Is he...
It's a bummer.
I made this for you, though. I didn't make it really for him.
I'll eat that whole loaf
All right,
by
good.
myself. Thank you.
I made that for you this morning.
Thank you.
It might be still warm. No.
And what is this kind? I'm not like a bread.
Sourdough.
Okay, we love.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think you'll be
classic.
very happy. And then you brought me something. What is this?
That's egg cake.
Egg cake.
Yeah, I didn't make it. Someone else did. But it is someone of my people that did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's from our community to yours.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
What part of your community?
Oh, the Japan part.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. It says Yunohana tamago cake. That tamago means egg.
Egg
You
cake.
could-
Do we
yeah.
like egg cake? Is this like one of your favorites?
I like egg cake. It's got like a little cream in the center. You could try it right now.
Can I?
It seems like, yeah.
It seems like it won't be too crunchy.
I'm a yes and girl, and I felt like that was the direction you were going because you were already opening it. So
Because I'm going after it like a raccoon.
totally. I'm like, you know what? Should I be going after what you made then?
Do you want one?
Thank you. Oh,
These are nice.
I feel like.
And in your special, your special's amazing.
Thank you for
It's
watching.
really good.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
It's really good. It's effortless. You just go from subject to subject in this, and each one gets their due. Like you really spend some time with these different beats of it,
Oh,
and it
thank
just
you.
kind of effortlessly glides. It was like the hour was over. I didn't feel like an hour. Good job.
Thank you. I really wanted to do this one right and better, than the first one.
Your first one was great. First one made you very popular.
I got to tour this one more.
Uh-huh.
So should I be eating like what? Wait, you always say, you really mean it when you say you made this for me?
Yes, this morning.
I'm not good at accepting gifts, so I always have to triple check. Like, it's okay if this is just for the podcast.
No, this was for you. Rachel, what happened last night?
You were probably out till, I don't know, 3 a.m.?
I was hosting this Netflix Young Comics event last
Oh, yes,
night.
yeah.
So
How was that? I know of that. Yeah, the New Faces,
Yeah.
right? They're doing it annually now.
It was great. But because I knew I was seeing you, before we left to go to the event, I had to make sure I mixed the dough
Wow.
and get it ready to be rising. And then when I came home at midnight, I had to shape it, put it in the refrigerator, and that's what came out.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So you were on my mind all day yesterday.
Double duty, triple duty, you
It
know?
was just for you.
Making young comedians' dreams comes true. Comes true. And also my bread dreams too. How was that egg cake?
It's good.
Do you like it? Yeah.
I do like it.
I mean, you're kind of on the spot, but I'll have it with
I
you.
didn't take another bite because there's something in the center.
Yeah. Surprise.
Really nice. Nice and light.
Yay, I love.
Oh, this is really good.
I love sharing our cultures. Sourdough is Italian?
No.
Oh.
But I made it.
I mean, I love sharing cultures just in general, you know. Thank you for doing that.
When you mentioned you went to Japan in your special, I had like a little pang of envy. For some reason, Japan has been on my mind for the last year. We're trying to plot a trip to go there. Thank you for these. These are great.
Yes, of course, yeah. Wait,
I've never been to Japan.
You haven't gone? Mm-mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
The inkling is to plan really hard for it, you know, especially the longer you don't go.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And the more you age and then your families, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you keep thinking of like all the stuff that you would enjoy and have to do, and
The list keeps getting longer.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes it's about, I'm not an organizer.
no.
So I just kind of dive into things.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten better over the years as you have to fail a lot, right? Miss that train, you know,
Yeah.
right? Or even miss that flight. I've
Yeah.
done that.
Uh-huh.
And have to pay more, right? And then you're in this bad cycle of messing up.
I've never missed a flight.
You've never? Mm-mm. Incredible. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never missed a flight.
Do you know what happens when you do?
No.
Well, you feel really bad. You feel like a loser. And you sit there and you go, oh, God, you're judging yourself. And then you quickly have to figure out a plan. Sometimes you had to be there on time for something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's why you're going.
But, you know, usually, I've never missed like a show because of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like it's not like
Yeah.
I got better at this before I started touring.
Right. Yeah.
But it was like to see family or something. So
Yeah.
then I couldn't do that important dinner with the whole family.
Right, yeah.
Right? Yeah. You have to like rebook on the spot, and then like you have to
God.
pay extra. You can't get a refund for the other ticket.
Stand in lines.
Yeah.
Well, I was in Hawaii, and I was like, I'm getting closer to Japan. Let's just go.
Right.
Like, we should just go.
Yeah.
And then my wife wouldn't let me.
While you were there, you said, let's extend this and go
would-
another 7 hours east.
Yeah. Because we're already halfway there.
Yeah. And how, I mean, hey,
Right?
okay, getting wild. That's very
that would have been,
spontaneous.
that would have been very spontaneous.
Very spontaneous.
I know.
Because we're talking, you know, how many more days, Tom?
Yeah.
In another
I'm
country?
like, I don't know, man. I'm just going to Japan. It's a calling.
Yes.
And she's like, I've got to go to work. I was like,
You're surfing?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I probably brought it up because I wanted to seem like I was spontaneous, knowing that she
I know that
has
you're
a-
an organizer.
Yeah, knowing that she had a schedule, and I could be like, it was her fault. But, but I really do want to go to Japan desperately. And a couple of my friends who've been recently, everybody loves Japan.
Yeah, rarely do people come back and say, I never again.
Yeah, all those people.
I don't even know. I've never met a person like that. That's why. So as you can see, it was very hard for me to actually even move to the States from Japan.
Yeah.
Because things do really work well there, from the trains being on time
Yeah.
to, you know, just society, you know, being considerate of each other. And
Yeah, that's how my one friend described it. He said, imagine having all the things that America has, but everybody is supporting each other and trying to live in harmony.
Right. Individually, you're sad.
Yeah.
Individually,
Why?
because you're thinking about everyone else.
Right.
When you do that inherently, you're forgetting you.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, you know, a lot of, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only
Yeah,
thing.
you're constantly thinking, are they okay?
Yes, yeah,
Right.
and you're in uniform. You know, you can't really express yourself as much, so you don't want to stand out too much or be a weirdo. And if you are someone who likes something different than the society there, then it will be a hard place for you. And
Right.
I am that kind of person a little. I do stand out a little bit there.
Oh, you do?
My family, we're just a little bit of we're unconventional. We're weirdos, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents were divorced from when I was a kid. That was kind of taboo back then
Oh, yeah.
to have divorced parents.
Right,
You know, in
right.
Japan when I was growing up.
Right.
To having a mentally ill mom, to her being Taiwanese. Something as simple as that.
Right is enough to be, you're the weirdos.
Right. Yeah, because there was
Yeah.
also like, you know, racism going on too.
Did you feel it when you were a kid?
I didn't because I could blend in with a name like Atsuko Okatsuka.
Right.
And not to be like we all look alike, because that's not the case. But how are you going to tell between a Japanese person and a Taiwanese person?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
My mom and grandma are Taiwanese, and, their names are, different.
Oh, yeah.
And they couldn't even rent an apartment because they weren't Japanese, like blood.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't even rent an apartment.
Yeah, so there was some.
Could they if they were men?
I don't know. I
Right.
think it was also the Taiwanese thing. You had to be like a blood citizen or something like that.
Right.
So there are darker parts of there.
Sure. They're
know.
everywhere, right.
For sure,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
But from the outside in, I mean, the street. But hey, the streets are clean. I wonder if that's why they do that.
That's
I
what
wonder yeah.
That's what my other friend was saying. The thing that really blew him away was that they had those fancy Toto toilets in the public bathrooms. He's like,
Right.
could you imagine that being in Washington Square Park? He said
Right.
people would have just destroyed it and spray painted it. It would have been a nightmare. But it's like you have this beautiful thing
Right.
for the public, and it works.
Right. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of like this, like, if you don't get to express yourself individually, they're
Yeah.
like, hey, no gay rights, but have you seen our toilets? You know what I mean? That's how they, right? They have to
Yeah.
be like, Hello Kitty. We're Hello Kitty. Isn't that great? You can't be you, but,
Yeah.
we have that. And so that's that society.
Yeah.
So, coming to the States, I mean, I was just in downtown LA yesterday, and I've been in LA since I was 8.
Right.
But, me and my husband Ryan were looking around like, man, right, there's just like pee on our shoes, and then poo poo.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, dang. Yeah. If we can collectively try to help,
Yeah.
clean up a little bit.
I know. That's really been breaking my heart rate lately in LA, is that no one's helping these people. There's just no one's helping these people.
Yeah.
They're just on the streets and desperate and acting out, and it's not the perspective of make it go away. It's the perspective of why are we letting these people like suffer right in front of our eyes?
Yeah, totally.
It's
And everyone's like, oh, it smells like pee down there. And the streets, oh, these people. And it's like, well, have you tried to use any of the restrooms while you've had to pee while walking around downtown?
right.
Nobody lets you pee.
Yeah, right.
They're
Exactly.
like, did you buy a sandwich? I'm like, I just ate. But, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, okay, so if there's no restrooms available,
Yeah.
so of course I'm going to do it in the street.
Yeah, and I just think that if you are witnessing all of these people suffering, you can't help but feel somewhat responsible. You're part. You're involved. This is your place to live, and it's just like it's kind of like a sick feeling. It's not healthy for anybody. It's not healthy for people that are okay looking at it.
Yeah.
It's not okay for the people who are really suffering.
Oh,
it's like
and-
they need some leadership to like just try something.
Or at least like do the Japan thing,
Yeah.
At least be like, if LA's downtown LA's gonna be like that,
Yeah.
there's gotta be like a Pikachu every corner to try to be like, hey,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Distract you from the real issues going on. At least have that. We don't have
But
that.
do you think it's purely distraction in Japan, or do you think that they actually have some of that social problems?
Oh, you mean like
Solved.
having the Hello Kitties?
Yeah, is it like
and
all distraction and there's really that much? It doesn't seem like on the surface. I know.
Well, it is a distraction for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, why do we scroll and look for dog videos, cute dance videos, or
Yeah.
baby videos, or whatever? It is a distraction, right?
Sure.
And so,
Yeah.
Disneyland. I think Disneyland, what it is a distraction.
I think what we do
For
is
the
a
most part.
distraction,
For sure, yeah.
right? I mean, that's kind of even say it in your special. It's like, this is your life is to try and cheer people up.
Right,
Right?
yeah. So, I don't think it's not that.
Yeah.
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 Or, I mean, I want to say it's I mean, and I think that's okay. That's very meaningful.
Absolutely.
To create distractions.
Yeah, you need it as long as the other people are going to work on the problems.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
See, and we're not those people.
We're not because we're not. I don't. Well, I'm assuming.
not.
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe you are.
Are you good at filling out forms? I'm not good at that.
Oh my God. Me and Ryan didn't know we weren't married.
Yes, that's
Because
so
we didn't,
funny.
we didn't know we didn't know there was paperwork involved with the marriage part, I think.
I have officiated like 5 or 6 weddings. And there is that all of a sudden there's this responsibility at the end of the ceremony to make sure everything's signed and you get it to town hall and make it official.
Okay, so can you say that again? Because our friend officiated us. So as an officiant,
Yes.
you fill out the paperwork.
You fill it out. It's your job to make sure everybody signs, everybody gets sealed,
Okay.
and then you have to either put it in the mail or bring it downtown.
Interesting.
And file it
Okay.
so that they are officially married.
Wow.
And with my sisters, there was some kind of little hiccup, but it was my responsibility to fix it.
Wow, interesting. Okay. I just wanted to
Do you
hear
want
that.
to say their name out loud?
Oh, yeah, he's a close friend. And
Yeah.
I've texted him.
First name?
First name, last name, Instagram handle.
Do you
Address?
think they did it? It was a he?
Yes,
Did he do it on purpose? Do you think he thought maybe you shouldn't be married?
Here's the thing. I just know that night because when we found out we weren't married,
Yeah.
right? I was trying to get Ryan, my husband, on my health insurance, and then the city of LA was like, "Sweetie, you guys aren't married.
You're single."
You are single. You guys are just boyfriend and girlfriend. You've been roommates this whole time. He has no rights to anything of yours,
So
and vice
funny.
versa.
How long are you living like that?
Oh my gosh, 7 years.
Wow, and you're not married.
We were out there. I was like, I'm such a kid about everything. Like, I don't know how paperwork works.
Yeah.
I was literally like, but I have a ring. But I'm wearing a wedding ring.
We sleep in the same bed.
Yes. So I say, this is my husband. This is my husband all the
Yeah.
time. In my jokes. It's been a lie.
Was there a part of you that thought I can get out of here?
When
You found out you weren't
that
married?
that was the out, yeah.
Yeah.
She was like winking at me. The LA lady, LA lady.
You can do
I don't
anything
know
you want.
I don't know the government titles. The lady of LA.
Yeah, the lady of
Yeah,
LA
she was-
that does all the married things.
She was winking at me through the phone. She was like, yeah. She was like, this is your chance. You just roommates. That's your friend. No, so I don't know. All I know is that, when we realized we went through all the photos from our wedding.
Yeah.
We were like, let's do this detective work. What happened? And it's just like photos of me, Ryan, and our friend who officiated, just getting progressively drunker and drunker and drunker.
Yeah.
In the photos. And then we were like, let's look for that paper, right? So we did find a piece of paper that we were both like bent over
Yeah.
signing.
Yeah.
While he's watching.
Okay, so he's doing that part.
That's the last of that piece of paper we saw.
And then he just walked away.
He must have, yeah, because then I texted him after I found out we weren't married, me and my husband, and I said, hey, funny story. Turns out we never turned in that paperwork after that wild wedding where we got drunk. And his first words were, he just said, it's not my fault, is it? And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I didn't. Is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's absolutely
That's all
his
I know.
fault. It's
That's all I know.
absolutely, it's his job. It's his job.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? It was just $100 we had to pay to post-date it.
Right.
Isn't that wild?
Well,
That's it. $100.
And then
because it happens so
well,
much.
that's the thing. It's not a big deal. You just have to file it. Yeah. But this is why, back to it, why we can't solve the homeless problem in LA.
No?
Because there's going to be forms, there's going to be meetings you're going to have to go to.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
gonna be a lot of things that's not really our strength.
Right. But isn't it also so funny, though? Like, it's also not our fault as humans in that, as adults, trying to, like, figure out this society of paperwork.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because also, like you said, it's also so silly. It's just $100 to post a
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah.
And then they go, here's another piece of paper. There's no reprimanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's made up.
No, exactly.
Our birth certificate being on paper to
No, it's nonsense.
why you're a part of a country or not.
I think we could probably run for mayor together.
Yeah.
Like the two of us could do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like one of us
Double the brain.
Right, exactly.
Is
like
that how
I get tired and nap, and then you take over.
Yeah,
and then you doze off, and then I come in.
Does it work if both of the brains are not good at the stuff? Is it just like now two brains not doing anything?
I don't know. It'd be fun though.
It would be fun. It would be fun to be like, well, Tom's napping, so where did he leave things off? They're like, not much actually.
You start getting tired.
He was just, oh no, what the hell? Sorry, hold on. Yeah, no, yeah.
Your set is beautiful in the, who designed your set?
The same person who designed the set for my last special.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Gary Corden. He did like Key and Peele. And yeah, it was inspired actually from Japan. There's a lot of Japan theme in my show that's kind of like hidden. My whole outfit is
beautiful.
From Japan, a Japanese designer.
Right.
And I don't know if you know the Studio Ghibli movies, like My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah.
A lot of, it's like a
Ponyo.
lot of, huh?
Ponyo.
Yes, yeah. So the nature, animated nature aspects of like Totoro, it's very green and very like there's the sky is very blue and
Right.
there's when there's clouds. Yeah, it's just I
Vibrant.
took very vibrant. I took that from Totoro.
Yeah, because there's the main piece on your set with the yellow background, and then when you do that other shot from the side and you're just in blue, it's such a nice. It was nice on the eyes to kind of break it up that way.
Yeah,
It looked great.
I wanted to give sort of a, Totoro is actually a movie about, two sisters and their father moving to the countryside from Tokyo
Right.
to be closer to their mother who is ill in a hospital there. And in this special, I called it Father.
Yeah.
And I talk about reconnecting with my dad,
Yeah.
who is Japanese in Japan. And so, it felt right that I gave homage to that movie.
Wow,
Yeah.
very cool, very
Yeah.
cool. Was that a, how meaningful of a trip was that, reuniting kind of with your father? I mean, there's some very funny stuff that comes off of it, but in the special. But was it a big moment for you?
It was, because I always felt really sad and guilty and confused. I don't know all the feelings. I felt all kinds of feelings thinking, I think I was supposed to be living with my dad. I don't think it was his fault that I suddenly wasn't living with him. I was confused, because I was like, I used to live with my dad, and then suddenly my grandma took me on a 2-month vacation to Los Angeles. Something doesn't add up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In my head, I had painted this picture that my dad was the bad guy,
Yeah.
right?
Did
And
they
left.
never explain it to you? Like, did your grandmother never explain what was going on?
No.
Was it like kind of like the kid thing of like they don't want to give you all the info?
Right. They didn't want to give me all the info. And I think, and to be, it's kind of messed up and sad, but there was these letters from my dad that I found years later too, that she wasn't showing me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I just thought, we lost touch,
Yeah.
me and my dad.
Wow.
And because of immigration issues, I couldn't leave America to go see my dad in Japan if I wanted to come back.
Right.
'Cause
Did you reach out to him at a certain age?
He reached out to me when I was like 15, saying, I want to come. I have some time finally from work. He's an engineer. He's raising 2 kids on his own too.
Right.
Very busy already. He said, I have some time. I want to come to LA to see you.
Oh, wow.
And so that was already years of not being with each other, 7 years.
Wow.
So he did reach out, and then we did hang out.
And he had been writing letters this whole time, but you never got them?
I didn't get them. And then
Wow.
he eventually stopped writing too, because if someone stops writing you back, then you go, well, I get the hint. So it was just very sad.
He sounds like
Yeah.
a good guy. He was trying.
Right. Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ira Glass helped me figure it out.
That was so funny. That was a very funny moment in the
my
special.
gosh.
You're like, if Ira Glass says you have a story to tell, that's not a good thing.
Right. You're like,
Something went wrong.
oh, I'm an inspiration. Exactly. I was like, hello, and this is? He's like, it's Ira Glass. I was like, of course it is. Why can't I have that beautiful, I don't know, what's a...
Happy, boring life.
What's that? I guess we don't know those stories because they don't get told.
of the...
I'm like, why can't I be like, and I can't think of an example.
Yeah.
Why can't I be like Lily Depp? Is that her name? Johnny Depp's daughter, who's an actress?
I don't know.
Lily Rose Depp.
Yeah, just to be happy and fine.
Why can't I be Haley Bieber? That's Alex Baldwin's niece.
What aspect of was Ira intrigued with? Was it just the because there's the immigration of it, there's the mental health of it.
Mm-hmm. He was intrigued initially by the kidnapping aspect.
Right.
You know, he's a journalist, so right. He was like,
Yeah.
out of curiosity, I'm just gonna see if what your grandma did is technically kidnap you, right? If it constitutes as that. And then he did the research with the state of California, because she brought me to California right after Japan, and he says. So technically what she did is kidnapping if your father had full custody of you. So that's what you have to go figure out. Go find out when you go interview your dad in Japan.
Right.
If your dad did have full custody of you after your parents' divorce, your grandma did kidnap you. And according to California law, you could still press charges. I said, what?
Which is so funny because...
I said, no, so this is just 60 minutes now or whatever? Like, what is this?
Yeah, that lovable lady in my videos is now...
I know. I said,
Right.
my grandma, she has 17,000 followers on X.
Yeah.
She is an American sweetheart. She is a lot of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's a national treasure.
She is a treasure to many.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I was...
Technically. So, I don't know this part of the story, though. When she did kidnap you, she brought along your mom at the same time?
Right, yeah. So she
Right.
brought me and
Because
my
your mom
mom.
wasn't really capable to figure out what was happening because of her issues.
Right.
So your grandmother really was the one in charge.
Yes, she was sort of like the mastermind or the
Right.
planner.
Yeah.
She's the caretaker for me and my mom.
And why do you think did she not like your dad? Or was it just about getting you and your mom to America? Or was it against your father?
It wasn't necessarily against my father. It was, a mix of things. My family, they don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
When I see Italian families, Latin families, sometimes even other Asian families,
Yeah.
and they're talking. All I have is like movies and TV shows to
Sure.
go off of.
Sure.
And I see them talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this
pretty-
is why it's a script, right? It's not,
It's pretty accurate, yeah.
But
And
it's
for the Italian
incredible.
part, yeah, for sure.
I want my family to be like that.
Right.
But we don't talk to each other about anything. So, we just individually plot. And then we lie to each other and make things happen.
Right.
And so that was my grandma, right?
Right,
She just
right.
never had a conversation with me, my mom, or my dad,
Just had her own idea.
Right. She goes, well, I have a son in Los Angeles. And she did talk to my uncle who was living in LA. Hey, okay, so Atsuko's mom's not doing well in Japan. My mom's schizophrenia was like, pretty bad
Yeah.
at that time. And she was like depressed and suicidal.
Yeah.
And so my grandma thought, well, and she's not a scientist either. She's like us.
Yeah.
She said, well, it must be the location. Japan's not good for her. She's not wrong. My mom had no friends there. And again, there was the xenophobia. She was Taiwanese
Right.
there. She wasn't working. She didn't, she was very alone, my mom.
Yeah.
So she said, well, America, I think, isn't that where everyone goes for a better chance at everything?
Yeah.
Well, I have a son there. He has a garage that could fit the three of us. So she had planned that
Right. Privately.
privately.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was out of goodness,
Yeah.
right? To
Yeah.
trying
to save her daughter.
to save, my mom
Yeah.
and to try to get me to have a new beginning,
Mm-hmm.
right? That hopefully wasn't so sad. And, but to do that, she couldn't tell me, because I would protest. I would be like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't know America.
Right.
I have no friends there. Why would I go?
Yeah.
I would say that.
Right.
She's not wrong.
And how old are you here? This is 8?
Yeah, I was 8.
Yeah.
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 And so, and then, my dad would probably be like, yeah, I want to see Atsuko. So, yeah, do not move her forever.
Right.
So she's not wrong. We would have protested.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ultimately, today, good move? I mean, you lost those years with your
sure.
dad, but for you and your...
I would not be on This American Life if it wasn't for this.
Yeah.
And This American Life, which is NPR. Isn't that getting defunded? Is it even... it's just, that's like the goal. I would not be on This American... I would not be on Breaking Bread. I would not be able to taste this sourdough if it wasn't for
That's
that.
right.
So, ultimately, I don't think I would have found like my passion and my love that is comedy and my friends and comedy,
Yeah.
which is my community.
Yeah.
If it weren't for that. So, yeah.
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 Pretty wild.
But anytime someone talks about Japan, I am excited to hear about it. I think, I think about it fondly. I miss it so much.
Sure. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, now that you're a big star, you can go back and forth.
I can go back and forth. My Japanese
Right?
is so bad. It's so bad now, though. That's the too bad part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that you lose the language of it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not easy to pick back up. I mean, I feel like not that I know Italian or Spanish, but now that English is my pretty much my best language.
Yeah.
These other more similar languages are easier for me to pick up.
What language do you think that you don't speak that you'd really be good at?
I think Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I
think I'd be pretty good at German.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
right. German, because it's pretty similar too, right? Or the rules are pretty simple.
I don't know anything about the rules. It's just a vibe.
It's the vibe.
Yeah, I just kind of
Really?
feel like I think I'd be good at that one. I think I could crack that.
Yeah. Is there like a German food or movie or something that you like that you made you?
No, but when I hear it, I'm just like, it can't be that hard.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You heard it here first.
It's just a little attitude. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If you were ever to try and break a Guinness World Record, what would it be for?
Oh, wow. I think that, you know what? I've been really into traveling, being able to tour with the show before I taped it internationally. And so I was going to countries I'd never been to. It was mostly Europe. I did my first ever Europe tour.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know anything about like Scandinavia, for example.
Yeah.
And some of the routes were wild, where I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this as a challenge. One time, sorry, can I put my phone over there? I don't know how to.
I keep thinking it's mine.
I'm not good at technology. I don't actually know how to turn off the vibration. Okay, thank you so much.
We'll have a tutorial after.
I keep pressing buttons, and I feel like it keeps getting louder or something. Or we could turn it off. Thank you. Sorry. One of the routing that we did was I performed in Taiwan, and then the 2 days after, I had a show in London. That was wild.
Whoa.
That was a wild.
Yeah.
There's no direct flight.
No, how long does that take?
That was like, I feel like 4 days passed. And I was like, I'm late to my show. Right? There's no way I made the show. Because it was so wild. We stopped in Dubai. That was where we transferred.
That's weird routing.
What? Why are we now in the Middle East? I don't know how the world works. I said, what? I was just in London, right? People speaking the language, I understand, kind of. I say that, but I have a hard time understanding British English. And then stopping at Dubai, oh, hello. And then Taiwan, where I was born.
Jeez.
It was like a full circle to do a show there. And so I kind of want to do that as a Guinness World Record. Like what other wild flights can I do between, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like maybe how long you can be on planes in a row. I wonder what that is.
Ooh.
How many hours of nonstop flying?
You know who flies a lot, or like who has to be on airplanes the longest, is New Zealand comedians.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that place.
Yeah.
New Zealand, you've ever been?
No, I was supposed to go, and then right the day of the COVID hit, I was on my way to New Zealand.
You were?
Yep.
Oh, impossible to get to that place. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. No direct flights.
Were they excited to see you in Taiwan?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a homecoming.
Really?
Taiwan is extra newer to English than Japan and stand-up comedy too.
Right.
And to have someone from there, right,
Yeah.
have like
Success and
in America and
Yeah.
then come back and be like, I'm gonna show you the craft and show you the show.
wow, that must have
Right?
been great.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's
you know,
really cool.
especially I think at a time where they want to feel seen too, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I call like Taiwan a country and you know, all these things
nice.
and so it was really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like when I go to Germany.
Yes, they're gonna be like, our sweetie is back and he's fluent.
Can I ask you another question?
Yes.
What's your favorite bad smell?
That's a really good question. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Your favorite bad smell?
There is a food
Uh-huh.
called stinky tofu that is Taiwanese.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it's fermented tofu. It's like so like I think it's like aged,
Yeah.
right? Kind of like stinky cheese.
Yeah, yeah,
but it's
yeah.
with tofu. Yeah, you can smell it maybe like half a mile away when it's being cooked.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So I like that. It's home.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's other
Yeah,
stinky
yeah.
foods, I'm sure, in other cultures. I guess cheese is the one that I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a real, like, gross cheese.
You do?
That smells like a zoo. It kind of
Okay.
smells like when you go through a zoo.
What cheese is this?
I don't know. It's got like those like not like
Like a
blue
zoo?
cheese, like where it's got that kind of that kind of ammonia. The cage hasn't been cleaned in a while. Smell.
Wow. You go to
Yeah.
the zoo a lot?
Yeah, once in a
Well,
while. I had kids.
I know. I have no children, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's up to me
Yeah.
to go find
to a zoo.
to find these smells and have these experiences. Yeah.
Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Go outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for an active lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. Choose Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. There's snacks, there's breakfast, there's dinners. It's really pretty great. Here's a little fun antidote. They sent me a bunch of meals, and I said, vegan meals, please, because they're always healthy and always delicious. And really, they come and you just have a stack in your refrigerator, and you just come in, you're like, what am I going to eat? And then you see those meals, you're like, oh, thank God. Well, I was traveling. I had a long run on the road, so I left them for my vegetarian wife. Yeah. Who does not like to cook? Yeah. Who, every time I come home, everything that was in the fridge has gone rotten. Yeah. So I take off and she used them. You just poke the plastic, you stick it in the microwave. Within 2 minutes, then you peel it off, you put it back in for another minute. Within 2 minutes, you got this great meal of all the stuff that she loves. Did she give me credit? Not really. But that Factor made her happy, made me smile. Get started at factormeals.com/papa50 off and use code PAPA50, that's PAPA50 off, to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code PAPA50 off at factormeals.com/papa50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. We do a thing on this program called an uncomfortable moment. Mm-hmm. And where we don't shy away from certain things. We're honest with our guests. And sometimes things are uncomfortable, but that's okay, especially among friends.
Right. Of course. Your setup, the way you set things up, it's... Yeah. Sorry, I'm already laughing.
Okay.
Because I'm not... Yeah, it's hard for me to take that seriously, but maybe it will go dark.
It depends
jokes
on
on me. Jokes on me. Go.
I guess it depends.
Okay.
I mean, the way these go, some people cry. But for the
Really?
most part, then sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry, sometimes they get angry.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes they walk out. This is just I've been a comedian for a long time, and you kind of grow and evolve. And I have a new direction that I've kind of going on. It just kind of happened naturally.
Okay.
And I don't want you to think that I've been plotting this in any negative way, but I just
Okay.
want to clear it with you.
Sure.
Because I don't want you to be blindsided when I make this next step in my career and my brand.
Okay. I'm so scared. She's a beauty. She's an icon. She is. Who is she? Who is she? Is she? This is a poet. This is an author. Is a poet author.
Yeah. Who also does
Wow.
comedy.
Oh my gosh.
So I know it's like kind of in your area, but not really, right?
Wow. Yeah. This is iconic. What do you think of the dark hair on you?
I think it could be nice. As long as I don't grow my gray beard out, I think it could work.
You look like a cartoon character. I'm trying to picture who. Maybe a little minion?
Maybe.
Why?
Remember The Incredibles?
Yes, you're Edna.
Edna.
Mode. You're Edna Mode. She is an icon.
She is.
She's like a fashion stylist in that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But now the thing that you said earlier, that I thought that would be that your hair's pretty easy. It's always but it's more difficult than I think.
It is, yeah, because, you're hiding a lot, even though it's short. You're hiding your forehead. You're hiding imperfections.
Really?
Yeah, because every little piece it's a precision cut.
Right.
You cannot have a piece that's a little too long.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Sticking up.
Right.
You will see it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a messy look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when you dance, it always comes back.
That's true. It's methodical.
Right.
Methodical. Right? And yeah. So yeah, it's kind of a burden.
I have to say, there was a little relief in your special when you said that you'd like to grow your hair out, but it's your brand and you're stuck with it.
Yes, we have to be honest with our fans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to. Someone suggested that I get a wig of this haircut, and I can grow my hair out.
And do what you want.
Right, and then when I'm on stage, I put that wig back on.
Oh.
I think that's what Dolly Parton does.
Oh, really?
Dolly's, very few people have seen her real hair.
Oh.
Right? It's iconic. It's smart.
My daughters are in their 20s, and my wife is a girl also. Mm-hmm. And they taught me only recently that most of the people we see on TV don't have the real hair.
Yeah, that's
I had
very
no idea.
true.
I thought everyone had their own hair.
This whole time, Tom, we could have been sisters. We could have been. You could have been rocking that this whole time.
I had no idea.
What are we doing, rocking our own hair?
I thought I had limits. I thought this is all I could do.
Comedians, we always think, we have to be ourselves. Right?
It's true. Yeah. No, it's got to be true. It has to be authentic.
Like we aren't a heightened version of ourselves already on stage. Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just change it.
Play around.
Do whatever you want.
Do you feel like you have to keep your same glasses, color, everything?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I said to Fortune on my radio show.
Yeah.
I was like, talking about getting eye surgery and what if I didn't need glasses, would that be okay?
That is very vulnerable what you just did. Show your eyes.
And she says, no, you have to wear them forever.
Just like Fortune's hair is also kind of iconically, what we know it to.
Yeah.
To be.
Right, exactly.
You have to be easy to draw. That's like to draw.
Oh, to like a cartoon of you.
Yes, that's what iconic looks are,
So I'm stuck with glasses.
Can I give you a secret? That's not really a secret because she talks about it in her latest show is Hannah Gadsby, right? Also known to wear glasses. Those are not, they have no lenses in them. She got LASIK. She no longer needs it, but she has to keep the glasses on because she feels like
everyone knows her.
Then it's like, who is this without the glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's us.
And then you feel like you'd be starting over if you all of a sudden had a new look.
Yeah. Do you think Dimitri Martin felt like I was coming for him when because my hair wasn't always like this. He had the hair first, maybe. I think.
Yeah, he had it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been doing it longer.
Well.
Yeah. It was weird when you came out in your special with a skateboard and an easel and started drawing pictures. That was a little weird.
Hey, that's true. Yeah, that's when he sent me a cease and desist.
Yeah.
And I said, "Sweetie, hair can't be patented."
Has there ever been a comedian that completely changed their look? It's a good question.
Oh, I can't think of it. I mean, even Conan.
Chappelle got muscly.
Sure, but that's just like.
That's kind of just in shape.
Yeah, but even he keeps his hair pretty short, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Bert will always have to take the shirt off. And he keeps the face and, everything pretty similar.
Yeah, Bert has to keep his shirt off.
Yeah, I think for the most part, comedians have to stick to their look more than, musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think I'd be funnier fatter?
Well, there's only one way to find out, And
Thanks for my egg.
Sweetie, the thing is that's it's easy to eat.
Yeah, it's so easy to eat.
It's easy to eat. So, if you're really curious, that's not. It's harder to.
I don't want to
muscles.
try and do it though. I'm not going to do it unless you think it'll work. Like a fat version of me is a fat version of me funnier than the current version.
Tom, you'll always be funny. Tom, you're always funny. But you have to acknowledge it, so you have to write new jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's fun, too.
Yeah, then I can do all my fat jokes. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you have any scars?
Ooh, that's such an existential question. Existential. Physical. Yes, I do, yeah.
From what?
I have a belly button piercing scar from
when you were cool?
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I'm 16. Piercings aren't allowed. But there was this woman on Venice Beach who went by Mama-san that would pierce anybody, any age. She did not care. She was like, you got cash? Oh, here's a needle right through wherever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I got my belly button through my left nipple.
Really? From her? Same?
Yeah, cartilages. All of them didn't heal right.
Oh, really?
Of course not. It's Mama-san. I never knew her real name. Never.
But you kept going back to her.
Yeah, because she was the only one that I knew of that would do it.
Right.
It's illegal to pierce a minor without the parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right. So she was out there. She didn't care.
And none of them healed right.
Mm-hmm. I also wasn't good at caretaking. If I'm not good at paperwork, why am I going to be good at wound caring?
Yeah. No, my daughter got one in
Belly
it was
button?
her nose.
Uh-huh.
And it's always a problem.
It is?
Yeah, it's always infected or
so it didn't heal right.
Something
too.
happens, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think during that time is when I think why I think vodka is how you heal wounds is I did use vodka for some of the wounds at like some house party.
Oh, really?
Because it was hurting. And I was like, ooh, I think it's getting infected. So then I just took vodka.
So you were an LA party kid in your teens?
Not really. I went to some parties in Santa Clarita because I had a boyfriend out there. Yeah. If that's cool.
That's not really the Hollywood
cool?
scene. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Is Santa Clarita cool? No.
No. They made a show, Santa Clarita Diets, about it, right? I think, and the show's about how boring it is.
Right.
So much so that the soccer moms are turned into zombies or something.
Oh, really?
And they eat brain. I don't know, something like that. I never watched
good.
it.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. But
you weren't like the LA, yeah.
No, I wasn't. I was mostly back with my mom and grandma in that garage.
How is your mom doing?
She is, here's the thing. Medicine has failed our family. So many families. So
Yeah.
I am now like a woo-woo. I'm like a witch when it comes to, I carry rocks.
Oh, really?
I track the moon. This is the things you do, right?
Yeah.
When you're like, well, medicine.
Nothing else is working.
Yeah.
Right.
And here's a fun fact. On full moons, people with schizophrenia, it does, like trigger them.
It does.
So, yeah, me and my husband, because his mom also has it,
Right.
we're able to prep for it now by tracking the moon. Isn't that wild?
Really?
So we go, okay, it's full moon coming up. We're both going to get a lot of calls from our moms tonight. So we can
Whoa.
prep for that. Hey.
Really?
Yeah.
And it works like that every month?
It does.
Wow.
And then also classic music is working for my mom. So I turn that on for her when she's like hearing a ton of voices now.
Yeah.
It kind of calms her.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So we're doing that.
So none of the prescription stuff ever worked. You never found the right ones.
No, it's all these like
Yeah.
music, like, we're just running around like witches, just vibes, just
Yeah.
cheerleader vibes. Me
Yeah.
just saying positive things. You go, mom. You go, girl. That's it. Hey, it's either that or, right?
Yeah.
What? Put more medicine in her that'll
Yeah.
just make her drowsy, but
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard with two of them. Two moms like that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's like but it is exciting to see what other holistic methods we could try.
Yeah.
Maybe a fortune teller. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I know. I wonder. I'm sure you've researched it all like crazy. I'm sure you've tried everything.
Not everything. There's always new things like peptides. There's always new things on the market, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep getting all these potions and stuff, and it's like,
More rocks.
yeah.
Someone said, "Do the rocks?"
More rocks.
One of my friends said, "Do the rocks work?" They don't. It makes me. I'm strong. I'm stronger.
Yeah.
Physically.
Right. What do you mean?
Because like
Oh, from
I
carrying
carry
the
them.
rocks.
Yeah, it makes me stronger. But that's really all that does.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What are you going to be like when you're 80?
When I'm
What do you
80.
see yourself doing when you're 80?
Oh my gosh. Don't you think we'll all be still performing at 80?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like wherever, whatever town we retired in.
Yeah.
Even if it's just still LA or something, right? Just going to the store, going to the improv, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or trying to put up, or maybe you have a residency at your local
At a nursing
bar.
home.
Yes, nursing home or your local bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like a cabaret act. It's you're still doing your latest hour at
Right.
80. You know, but
Yeah.
lower stakes. Maybe you don't have to travel so much.
You just do it on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a nice thing.
Yeah.
I could see that.
That's what I would be doing.
Yeah. How is the friends thing going? Are you finding friends?
Yes. But
Yeah?
what was hard was balancing, because I am such a people pleaser. Sometimes I had to have moments where it's like, oh my gosh, I wanted everyone to feel seen, and I didn't want to reject anyone,
Right.
and I wanted to be accepted too. So I have these friends. Some of them like maybe are toxic and not even great, but I've kept them around.
Oh, really?
That's hard to really
Yeah.
figure out.
How to get rid of them, you mean?
Yeah, how to
Yeah.
tell them, hey, you're not so great for me. Ooh, how do you do
Yeah.
that? So
Yeah.
that's been the harder thing to figure out, actually.
Can you say it out loud, or you just kind of disappear?
I guess you kind of ghost, but then, maybe they don't notice.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that it's because they're being toxic because you haven't said it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's been the next step in adult friendships that's been hard for me to figure out.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how do I say, that you make me feel not good, and also the people around you generally not feel good.
Yeah, but then you're taking on a project. Then you're
Yeah.
like, right now you're, now
Yeah.
you have rocks for that person.
Yeah, and then I think
Right.
sometimes, and then there goes my back, and so yeah, I think sometimes it's about figuring out that balance. Some people realize, hey, I only need 6 friends. That's something I learned too,
Yeah.
right? I don't. How many friends do you have?
I don't know, a handful.
A handful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people that I call and talk to, probably, I don't know, 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
See, I feel like that's already a lot
Yeah.
to juggle and to invest in.
Yeah. Just to make phone calls.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
not collectibles; it's humans, right? So it's
Right.
like you can. How many? I was out there being like, I want 50. What? I can't remember that many names.
Well, the hard thing too is I have a lot of friends,
Sure.
but you don't. But it's like as an adult, you don't see them as often. You know, what I mean,
Yeah.
I have a lot of people I call friends,
Right. Right.
but we'll see. You know, maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, you have your own family too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That takes up a lot of time.
Being in the same place at the same time to schedule that is very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like just trying to get in with the way that we work.
Aparna Nancherla had a really funny joke about how in Oceans 8, Oceans 9, Oceans 10, Oceans 11, those movies,
Yeah.
the part that was hardest for her to get over was the fact that they could even get 8 or 9 or 10 people to like be able to be free at the same time to pull off a whole ass heist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
It's true.
Okay, all of us agreed on the same plan.
Right. We're all going to meet on Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. And then you're really going to be at the spot you said you would be at for this handoff? You know,
That's
do you know
funny.
how hard it is to
Yeah.
organize? Even
No, I know.
3 people for dinner?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need the friends. I think you need some friends that are always ready to go. Like,
Okay.
there's a bunch of friends and they're like, all right, let's go to dinner. Okay, I can do it on the 25th. Mm-hmm. Well, what do
Right.
you mean the 25th?
But you know, I'm a believer. I'm a big believer in Christ. It's December 25th. That's the day he was born. I can't go.
Right.
You know that about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the Pope. That's very exciting for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a big day for our household.
I can imagine. How is Ryan? How is things going there?
Well, besides the celiac, right?
Yeah,
Which
is
was-
very disappointing.
It was a big deal, actually. There was a lot of crying. We cried a lot
Yeah.
when he was diagnosed.
Sorry you had to go through that.
Oh gosh, we didn't know what it was.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know the difference. We didn't know the difference between gluten sensitivity to allergy to celiac.
How
things
was he
like
feeling?
This.
What was his symptoms?
Well, it got to a point where he couldn't. His throat closed up,
Oh, geez.
so he couldn't swallow,
Whoa.
whether it was water or anything.
That's a big symptom.
Right. So it was just like clogged. He was like, "Oh, something is inflamed or something.
Yeah.
I'm choking. I can barely breathe."
Yikes.
And so that's what brought us going to. That's what led to us doing an endoscopy, colonoscopy, which we
Right.
also didn't know what endoscopy was.
Yeah.
We're learning so many
I
medical
know,
terms.
all those new words. That's when you know you're in trouble, when you're
Right.
learning all these new words.
Yeah.
So will this bread be okay to bring even in the house?
Yeah, I'll just have to eat it like alone in the closet for maybe a week.
Maybe we could put some Swedish fish on it.
Oh, just to like what? Like change it up?
Yeah.
No, this is very exciting. It's very gorgeous
All
and
right,
beautiful.
good.
Yeah, I just eat it like in the closet alone. So I'm not like rubbing it in his face.
Right.
I'll go live on Instagram while I'm doing it every time. Like, don't worry, I'll still talk about it so people know
Okay, good. Yeah.
about you and your craft.
Thank you.
But it
Thank you
just
for
wouldn't.
honoring that.
I just wouldn't do it in front of Ryan.
Right. Poor Ryan.
Yeah.
It's a great ending to your special. I don't want to give it away.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You're the sweetest. Tom Papa, everyone.
Do you want one more question before you go?
Whichever.
Huh?
Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
an intense one?
It's going to be intense.
Okay. Give me your most intense question.
My most intense?
Yeah.
Okay, let me look.
Of course, I started chewing when I said that, but go ahead.
What are you eating? Oh, you
Swedish
still have your
fish.
cake? Swedish fish? All right, this is going to be intense. What's your favorite thing to put ketchup on?
I didn't know it was going to be put on the spot like that.
Sorry, that's how we roll here.
I don't really like ketchup.
Me neither.
I'm a ranch.
I'm sorry I asked that question.
No, I'm a ranch person. Yeah, you
You're
too,
ranch?
huh? You too, huh?
It's too, I think it's for babies.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's too
Maybe
sweet.
sweet, yeah.
I think it's for babies. I shouldn't have asked that question. So stupid. Male or female masseuse?
Oh wow. You know, honestly, I say whoever's the strongest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the best. Congratulations on your special.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
And I'd like to be considered your friend.
Yes, 100%. Are you
Okay.
kidding? I'm tweeting it.
That's good.
I'm gonna post it everywhere.
And anytime
Tom
you
Papa.
want to go out to eat, just don't invite Ryan.
I would love that.
All right.
Well, we know so many places with gluten-free options now. So.
Right. All right. That's
Yeah.
good.
So let's go do that.
All right.
And then if you do go to Japan, always let me know because we are always trying to go back now.
Yeah.
A few times a year. So
Oh, really?
There's a good chance there's always a little bit of an overlap. And that's always so fun to do that with
First
fellow
trip.
comedians.
First trip to Japan. Cities or mountains?
I would say city. You have to see
Yeah.
city first.
Okay.
You can do both, but
All
you
right.
must also see city
Okay.
because Japan cities are healing too in
Okay.
a strange way.
Really? Can you explain that?
Oh, just because the society is like, it just works so, like, well, like I was saying,
Yeah.
that it's kind of fun to watch.
Right.
And it's very calming, actually.
Right.
Even if it's a busy city, you'll go, oh, wow, I'm not getting bumped into. Or, when I go up the escalators and down the escalators, there's like, everyone goes to the right if you're not feeling like climbing.
Right.
Everyone goes to the left if you are climbing. And so things like that, I don't know, it's just... You have to go watch the city to really know how the people living in the mountains work.
Right.
Too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. I'll let you know when I go.
Of course, yes.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We got it, kids.